Your interviewing technique's really good, man. You always ask the good questions.
Should have left that running. Oh, it is running. That's great.
Outtakes.
Watch this. No way!
What did you have for breakfast?
1 2 1 2. I've not had any breakfast. I'm absolutely starving. I've literally not had a second this morning to even think about.
This is just
breakfast.
a levels check, but why have you not had breakfast?
Because I woke at 3 o'clock, had a shower. I did our tent address and then cracked on with the course walk. So for that reason, when I finished that, I had to do an interview with Golf Monthly, and then I went across to the range, and I came across and met you guys.
Well, do you want to eat before we do this?
I've had a couple of coffees, but I will after this. This is the timings are working out perfectly. I can, between my next R&A meeting, I can go to the Links Pavilion and I can go and buy you a coffee.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the QJR Golf Podcast. I am Tom Mills, and today I am honoured to be joined by James Bledge, course manager at Royal Liverpool Golf Club, on the Tuesday of the Open Championship. And we're in your lovely office.
This is actually where the rival podcast is recorded.
We don't talk about, not giving that any airtime. Is that plenty?
Other podcasts are available, but not that one.
This is where the Golf Badgers is recorded. Is that right?
Yeah. So the Badger sits in that hot seat behind the desk.
That's
there.
Sam Cooper's one, is it?
He gets the fancy one, and I just sit where you're sitting.
Oh, nice. Well, it's nice. This is pretty much the only spot that gets natural light, so I'd accept this bit.
It's actually the office has grown on me a little bit. Actually, it's quite cute.
It's a bit of a den, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a glamorous office. We've got a boiler.
I think I've made it quite glamorous.
Center.
I would disagree. I think I've made it quite glamorous. It's got a really good coffee machine. It's nice and well lit. It's very informative. It's double screen, printer, drone, laminator.
It seems like the drone's just there for, like, you put props there when you take a photograph or whatever. There's just props everywhere.
You commented on it the second you came in, so
I did comment on it. I was jealous of it.
We've got a lovely picture of 16-year-old James Bledge sitting there at the Gallery Golf Club. That's
interesting. Where's the Gallery Golf Club?
Dumfries and Gallery Golf Club, where I started out.
Galloway,
Southwest Scotland. But that's that's a great picture. That I always keep that there. I love that. But an old Greens chairman, Ian McQuarter, gave me that picture, so it's mounted on my frame. Tell
me, what do you think? So that picture sits just above your desk as it's you. Just to describe this, it's on a sunny day. You're outside a golf club and you're there with a drink in hand. Not an alcoholic drink because he's 16. What do you think 16-year-old James Bledge would have said if you'd have said, this is where you're going to be?
He wouldn't have believed you. For a start, not a chance. And I still kind of quite often don't as well myself, especially this week. I always knew, and people always said how big the Open was and how crazy it was and how crazy your working week would be. But even like today, you pinch yourself with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have seen what it's like yourself. It's just incredible. It really
you've kind of taken the Greens compound here at Royal Liverpool and probably doubled its size, really.
Yeah.
What's going on? Explain what's going on outside.
Well, we've got we've gone from 12 staff up to 45. All of these guys, we've housed them in bunker bins. They've come in from all over.
What's a bunker
Britain
bin?
And Europe. So a bunker bin is a porta cabin essentially with 2 single beds in it and a nice kind of shower unit and toilet through the back. Very small, but they're great for getting your head down. The guys have been using them really well. They're very happy in there. We've also kind of extended the shed with a tent where we have comfy seating, food and drink, television. So the boys are actually, when you've seen earlier, we take you in, they're all sitting having a laugh and watching Sky live from the range. I mean, it's quite a moment actually the other day when that came on, and we were all like, wow, this is what it looks like on telly. And it looked a lot better than we were imagining in our heads, which is super. And we've also, thanks to our friends at John Deere and Toro, like tripled the machinery.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, that's it costs a lot of money to put this on, and no matter how much money you do spend with these companies, it's a lot of work that goes into arranging all the transport, making sure everything comes from different golf clubs because we've had to swap machines into Royal Birkdale, for example. Hillside have given us a machine swapped over. And Toro and John Deere have just absolutely bent over backwards to make sure we get these machines of similar spec. I mean,
is that important so that the machines match each other?
Yeah, very important, very important. I mean, we've got a really anal mechanic, Phil Turner, and I say that in the nicest way because he is unbelievable, and to the point where there's about 80 units that have all been reground. They've all had the sole plates stripped off them. They've all been reground, spin and relief, which I think no one listening to Cookie Jar will understand.
But check out golf badges.
It's quite an intense process.
What's spin and relief?
So it's just two different types of grinding.
Okay.
And it's if I was going to get into what it is just now,
just sharpening
would
blades.
Just be bored to tears.
Just sharpening blades.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but it's like a three-way process. So you have a spin grind, a relief grind, and then the sole plate is the thing on the bottom, and that needs sharpening as well. But they need all taken together for that. I mean, it's a big build job and a lot of lifting, a lot of setting heights, and we've been tweaking heights all week just to get the perfect cut. We were sorry, this is going to go on a big ramble, by the way. You only asked about outside, and I'm just going off on one.
This is what we're here for.
The heights of cut were a little bit lower. A lot of people would think, they'll lower all their heights of cut for the Open, but we've actually raised all our heights of cut because we can cut more frequently.
Okay.
Our fairways were down at 10 mil. We were cutting twice a week. And with that, unfortunately, you get lines and stuff because the grass is growing quite a lot, and then you're cutting it quite short again. We don't have really, but if we were to cut it twice a week at 11.5 mil, they would just look a bit woolly. So it's kind of that hard ground. But now that we've got cutting them every day, by cutting them at 11.5 mil, they actually look like they're being cut at like 8 mil. They look really slick. And all the kind of unit lines come out because you're not taking as much grass off. But you'll see the fairways, we could put a thing called a prism on them, which is like a mirror, and it sits down into the grass and it tells you your actual height of cut. Okay. So even though you're setting a unit at 10 mil, for example, and especially with the amount of rain we've had in the northwest recently, you can bury that down into the canopy and it could tell you that it's 6.5. Right. So you have bench setting, which is what height you set the moor at, and then you have actual height of cut. So if we were super firm just now and the moor was riding firm on the surfaces, then your 10 mil might be 9.5 or it might be near 10, but we're not. So
going back maybe a month, we are lucky enough to be involved in doing a bit of a film with you guys over this Open period, and I visited a month ago to do some stuff with you. I would say the back end of May, like we were ready to do a rain dance. It was dry.
Yes, it was. It was brown, getting brown.
Yeah. So we'd basically been lacking any water whatsoever, and then the last month has been wet. What challenges does that pose in terms of how you manage the course? Because that's not ideal growing conditions.
Probably the worst, actually. Like if you were to pick, say, Bledge, what's your ideal growing conditions coming into this? I'd be warm and wet spring, tick, we got that. Warm and wet summer, we got a dry and warm summer. And then a nice dry and warm Open. And by doing that, we would have had nice penal thick rough, and then we would have an Open with fast firm surfaces. But the other way about happened really, where we have got thin rough because the rough was all burnt out, and then we have kind of, I wouldn't say softer, but they're not super firm like they would be like St Andrews last year, but they're still, I mean, the balls are bouncing in the fairways, they're still running out, and the greens for how much rain we've had are giving good data, they're giving good firmness results. So we're all happy with that, so it's fine. And the rough, actually, because Mother Nature's bitten back and she's given us a lot of rain, the rough's come back a bit, which is good. But if you'd actually said to me a year ago, right, this is the course condition, this is what it's going to be like, I'd have bitten your hand off.
Really?
You totally
pleased with it?
Yeah. The team have done a remarkable job this winter, getting all the bunkers ready. They've all pulled together this last few months, just doing all the fine touches. I mean, it's not just like stuff on the golf course we need to do. We need to make sure that the whole Open runs successfully by helping out with infrastructure requests, and it's one big team, really.
Yeah.
We work with the guys in the contractors compound. We help them. It's not us and them at all, and I think that's how we're going to have a successful Open, is by scratching each other's backs, because you never know when you need a favour back as well. And I think I have a really great relationship with the guys on the on the contractors compound. I mean, they're really brilliant, and I think we. I'm going to cut this a second.
No, we don't need to cut it. You can go. James is just going through his WhatsApp is going mental. So he's
this is standard because
it's
I've just typed my password in. So if anyone,
because you're a busy man, James. As long as it's not someone telling you should be somewhere where you're not right now, I think we're okay.
My phone. That's the thing. My phone literally goes, and this is the it's probably an email coming now. That I think the craziest thing, and well, it's actually the nicest thing about this last week, is the amount of messages I've had from all my friends.
Of support.
Yeah, loads. Like guys I've never spoken to in years. WhatsApps, Facebook, Twitter.
Has it been
unbelievable? So thanks anyone that does.
Well,
this.
yeah. I mean,
it's really
and we extend our best wishes to you as well, because I think this is going to be. Has it been difficult with the working days and everything you've got to do compared to? I can't imagine this is a typical day as a course manager at any normal golf club. Is it been a difficult process to have the Open here?
Yes, of course. It's I mean, it's probably the most grueling thing a course manager would ever do. And I look at like the guys that have had it in the past, and it looks like no sweat for them. You know, they
but it's kind of ducks in a pond, isn't it?
But it's very, very long days, and I think it's what goes on inside your head. It's always buzzing with people's requests, from the most trivial little thing to like the biggest thing, and there's always, you're juggling a million plates at once, and I'm always forgetting stuff, and sometimes it'll kick me in the backside and I make a mistake, and I get my issue is when I make a mistake, I take it bad. I take it really bad. I'm like really hard on myself to the point where I'll just be like devastated that I've done it, even though it's a silly, stupid little mistake.
Yeah.
And I need to get over that and think. My dad had a great saying: "Is worst things have happened at sea."
Yeah.
And sometimes I think, but maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. I just punish myself for stuff like that. But we've not been too bad recently. And I need to remember I've got a lot on my plate just now. You know, I'm like all the stuff that we've done. This is like literally for me hours and hours at night on my own, weekends.
Yeah,
trying to arrange all this. You know, there's a lot to do, and luckily I don't do as much of the actual physical graft on the course. I mean, the boys have got my back with that, and they're amazing. You know, I got loads of backup with the team, especially my deputy Paul and Chris Trimble, my first assistant, and ranging right the way through to the team. I
can imagine you know, you're not spending your day cutting grass. So what's a day? Especially
I do still like to do that, though. I still go out the odd time and do it. I mean, I quite like to keep my hand in it. You know, like I'll rake one bunker a week.
That's enough.
But it's a good bunker. No, I do a bit. You know, I still kind of. I would say I do 20% probably greenkeeping, and it's usually stuff I pick that I do that I know if I get pulled off it for someone else, which I always will, then it doesn't matter.
What about this week?
0%.
Okay, so what does a day look like this week?
So let's take you through this morning. This morning my alarm went at, well, I woke up naturally at 3, my alarm went at
Nobody
3:30.
Wakes up naturally at 3, James.
I know, they shouldn't do, but like when you go to bed at like 10, you can't sleep because you know that know that you've got to sleep. And then 11 o'clock comes and you probably slept by then, woke up at 3 naturally, had a shower this morning.
Good lad.
FYI. So it was nice and fresh.
Cold or hot?
Not hot, definitely hot. I'm not a cold shower person.
Cold can just wake you up,
psychopathic behaviour.
Yeah.
Clean my teeth with some lovely Arm & Hammer charcoal toothpaste.
Other toothpastes available?
Yes, yeah. Moisturise my face with some Bulldog. Other moisturiser is available. I would usually have a hay fever tablet, but I declined on that.
This is getting extreme. I want to know more about like what is it in terms of
talking about cutting stuff. There's a big minute there we've lost, but then we'll go through, and the guys have at that time at 2:45. My mechanics have actually 4 mechanics in just now, and they've already started getting all the machines out of the shed, lining them up outside my house, which is funny because if Jen's not awake, well, she is now. There's literally 8 fairway mowers going, and this.
So what are they doing? Just checking that they work?
No, they're just sitting lined up so the boys can jump on them and get out of there. We want to get going fast. give ourselves plenty of time. And I walk in, I hear the tent is bustling, like the boys are all actually in good spirits. Go in and it's great because they know that I'm about to speak, so everyone I don't need to chink a glass or anything like that, or and then we discuss what we're going to do. But
what time is this? About 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on the dot. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss some detail on what people are doing, because it does change every day. We might say, right, okay, it's a single cut on greens this morning, but you stand by your moors until they've stimped them. Maybe you can do this green instead of that green first.
Does every green get stimped once it's been cut?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every green gets stimped, so we know exactly what speed it is. But the speed, you can't ask me what speed is, because it changes all the time. Depending on. No, I don't mean it as like secrecy. It's not that. It's a lot of people. It's one of my most common asked questions. What speed are the greens? What speed do you want the greens? It's different every single day, depending on weather conditions, what the demands are, what we feel like we need to do the next day. But one thing we've managed to get over the last few days, we've managed to get all the green speeds within like an inch of each other, which is
all you want,
2 inches,
really.
which is a brilliant. Yeah, and actually on the putting green earlier, I was speaking to the Titleist Henry Byrne, the Titleist Scotty Cameron rep, and he was speaking about what some of the guys were talking about the greens, and they were really, really happy with pace, smoothness. They just had no gripes at all, which is that's what you want to hear, Yeah,
it's not just the greens as well. Like, if the putting green is a different speed to the greens, that's a problem, isn't it? So
everything. We have the chipping green the same.
Do you?
Oh, everything needs to be treated the same. Yep, it gets all treated the same. But that's right the way through every Open Championship. It's always been the same. Because a lot of these guys need to know how much the ball runs out on the chipping green. Yeah. But I've learnt a hell of a lot this week working with Arnie and stuff. I mean, we've got the Arnie agronomists are the absolute top of their game in world golf, in agronomy. The brilliant guys to work with. There's a great understanding and respect between them all, and it's enjoyable. I'm hoping that doesn't change, and they give me a balking tomorrow. This, that, the other. But no, it's we have a lot to do in the mornings. And
should we get to 4? You give the speech, big rousing kind of like. I imagine it's a bit like something like 300, that sort of speech in that film.
There's
topless, banging the shield.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
But and
then they go off.
I don't do big motivational.
No.
I speak what I think at the time, and I don't like do anything off a quote book or anything like that, just to try and BS people. I just say what we need to do, and we talk about the work that happened the night before, and we talk about all the positive stuff, and we crack on with it, and it's great. And I try and catch it. Then at that point, I walk out and meet Alistair Beggs, our agronomist at the.
Who's Alistair Beggs?
So he's our agronomist, Arnie agronomist. Okay. Captain here, 2014, handed the claret jug to Rory. Top bloke. He knows everything when it comes to agronomy.
He consults all the RNA venues.
Yeah,
across
I think there's like 4 of them that kind of mix and match it up, and Ali heads up the SAS now, which is a Sustainable Agronomy Services. So they Arnie work in all clubs. It's not just open. So Ali's got a great opportunity now to go around every club and pick the best from every place that works and stuff that doesn't work, and then advise it in other places. Yeah. And that's really cool, because he could come to me and say, "Oh, I see you've got that problem. This is what they did at Saunton, or this is what they did at Trevose," and then other golf courses are available.
So you give the talk, and then the guys go out to do their thing. What do you do in that time then?
I wander out in the course and meet Ali, and then we just walk holes 1 to 18.
Yep. Well, every day.
Yep. And Ali walks at lightning pace,
right.
And I hobble behind him. And then
what are you looking for?
We're looking. So it's a sweep. We're looking to make sure all the bunkers are raked properly. The everything is present and correct. We're looking at cutting, how quality of cut. We're looking at making sure the boys are
enough time as well to fix it, I imagine.
Yes, that's why we go. I mean, we're basically, the first tee is what time's first tee? 6:30. So I mean, the way it's been in practice days, there's I think 8:15, 2 tee start possibly in the 10th. So we need to get round there by then. When the tournament days come, championship days, we need to make sure we're well polished by then. And sometimes we need to go back and fix things. I mean, we need to remember here we're working with 30 odd guys that are volunteers that have never been to this course before. Some of them have never used these machines, so they ain't going to smash it from day one.
Yeah.
But this morning they did. You know, like we were pretty much running full gunnels this morning.
Yeah.
There was not many. I wouldn't use the word mistakes. They're not mistakes. They're just the standard is so high that sometimes it might be as much as we don't feel that the way that the bunkers are raked, they're pointing in the right direction. You know, we have to be anal about this because we're talking about the world's most important and biggest golf championship, and everything needs to be a 9.5 out of 10 plus.
Yeah. Do you know it is the world's biggest? We certainly think it's the world's biggest golf tournament.
Well, it is. There's no doubt about it.
Do you feel the pressure?
I don't feel as much pressure as people think that I should feel, if you get that. You know, of course I get wee butterflies and stuff, and I'm like, I know it's a big deal, but we've put so much work into this, and the team, I've got guys here that would run through a brick wall for us. Whether that's that our team, our full-time team, or the volunteers. I mean, the volunteers are all my best mates. You know.
Let's talk about the volunteers, because I think this is an enormous part of this story. Is that you've essentially quadrupled, tripled from 12 to 45, or an additional 45.
We've almost quadrupled. Yeah,
quadrupled the size of your staff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people are volunteers. They're not getting paid to be here.
No.
And it's not like you're just picking someone off the street. These are elite world course managers and greenkeepers.
Tough
so
managers,
tell me a little bit about the volunteers and why they volunteer and what they do.
So as greenkeepers, we always have kind of volunteered. It's been the done thing because it's a great way. It's like it's being educated. You know, it's like doing a course. You're networking. You're meeting people that could be your potential workmates in the future, potential bosses possibly. You're getting tournament experience. Some of these golf courses don't have tournaments like this. You know, they'll never ever get near it because of what the golf courses are essentially, and it gives these guys a chance to kind of get a bite of that. And also, I would hope that a lot of these guys come away from this with new standards, and they'll go back to their own course, and they'll be like, and I can absolutely guarantee you, they'll go back and say, well, let's try rating the bunkers this way because this is the way we did it for the Open. And it's not like any harder.
Yeah,
and it's just a different way. Or they might learn about the height of cut thing we were talking about, or they might learn stuff about team camaraderie, or event planning, or managing how you keep lads happy at a championship and what kind of things you do to them. But they, in most cases, I would say they're all getting still paid by their own club. We don't pay them.
Yeah.
And all the decent clubs that know the worth will let them go for it. I let guys go for tournament experience without taking holidays off them. Sometimes they might have used a lot of holidays, so you have to do a kind of deal. But volunteering work in our industry is brilliant, and the guys, it's great fun. They'll make friends for life. I can't talk highly enough of it. And the most exciting thing, I've talked on a few podcasts about this, is I could probably give you this. Have you seen this? The volunteer
I don't know what
guide.
it is.
Actually,
So the volunteer pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've.
So this is a list of all the guys and all the golf clubs. So we make a volunteer pack so when they kind of settle in. But you'll see the list of clubs there. But the most exciting thing is there's 3 guys there from Prestwick, Kings Lynn, and Abbey Hill and Milton Keynes that won an apprentice competition that I ran.
Oh, really?
And
so what competition is this?
I did a competition on Twitter where I asked 5 questions. And one of the questions was, our 17th hole, the new hole is called Little Eye. If you were going to rename it, what would you call it? And they all amassed it, done it on like a Google form, so they all amassed in a spreadsheet, and I wiped out all the names of the clubs and the guys' names, so I wasn't being favourable or prejudiced or whatever. And these were the 3 guys that won, and we've got them here. And hopefully maybe chat with 1 or 2 of them tomorrow, because and honestly the work that they're doing is absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And
when you look down this list of courses, I mean, Prestwick is, by its own merit, it's an outstanding golf course.
Mm-hmm.
So but you've got Royal Dornoch, you've got Wallasey just up the road, you've got Sunningdale. There's some really big names of places that people are giving up their time to come and.
Oh, definitely. We've got a good mix of assistant greenkeepers, deputies, course managers, and this. Who knows? This could be my first and last Open, and I want to make. I don't want to have lived my life and never given it the biggest punt that I could have done. It needs to be the best that I can possibly deliver for the R&A, for my team, for the volunteers, and for all the members, and for the world of golf. I want everyone to just be like, wow, that was the best. Why would you not want to be the best at something?
Yeah. Well, you are, James.
Well, no, we will see after Sunday night. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about.
But it's giving it the best go, isn't it?
I need to rephrase that, because that's not what I meant. I don't want people to say, you're the best, Bledge. That's God, that's horrible. I want people to say, that was one of the best Opens ever.
Yeah.
Condition-wise, and I want the volunteers to say, that was the best Open experience I've had.
It's almost like you want the normal golf watcher to have absolutely no idea of your existence. Because if they're noticing something with the greens or something with the rough, or like there's obviously been a problem. It's like a good referee in sports. Like a good referee you wouldn't know exists because the game just goes on around them. A bad referee, everyone knows that, because they insert themselves.
You don't want any dramas, do you?
No.
And you're probably best releasing this on Sunday night when everyone's safe, because anything could happen. We're only on practice day 3. We've got one more practice day in a championship. And I ain't getting cocky at all. I'm just telling you that the course is really good just now, and the team are doing really well. We've still got to get through a successful championship, even though things are looking nice. I mean, we've got some downtime just now in between my shifts, so we can have a chat about it. And then I'm just hoping that we'll keep working hard and we can't take the foot off the gas. That's the thing.
Well, it looks like you've done a great job at that. I know you must be hungry. You must be absolutely starving. So we'll get you off to get some food in just a moment. But finally, what's like a perfect outcome for you now, from now until Sunday?
A Tommy Fleetwood win. I'd love that.
So the course to go. Anything about the course?
Yeah, let's
don't talk about the course. As long as Tommy Fleetwood wins.
The rain to stop. A couple of different wind directions. I'd love to see some sun come out so the guys and girls can enjoy some beer and wine out in the lovely areas that Arnie have prepared for them. And everyone wants to have a nice, safe Open. And I mean, watching the coverage so far on telly looks great. It looks really cool. The range has been absolutely battered to pieces, and I'm loving watching Fraser and Scott having to clean that up tonight. But I want everyone just to be happy, make new friends, learn loads, get contact, speak to each other afterwards, and talk about this Open for years to come as being one of the special ones. That's what I say. You always want to have the best of stuff. We do want it to be a success. Hell bent on that. I put too much work in it not to happen. So, but just for everyone to have fun. And a Tommy Fleetwood win. And
finally, the 17th hole. Is he going to play over or under par?
Over. Just. I don't think it's hard as what people make out. I really don't. I think I've birdied and parred it more times than I've had snowmen on it. And these are the best players in the world. It's 138 yards with a 300 square metre green. Yes, it's in front of a massive grandstand and on 600 odd million televisions, but I think it's a beautiful golf hole, and I'm looking at it just now, and behind you it's on my Rainbird screen from the irrigation. Other irrigation providers are available, but it's a beautiful golf hole. We're chucking a drone up from the beach. I was down there yesterday putting some landing pads out for it so the sand doesn't get sucked out into it. So
is that for Sky?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I mean, there's a zip line on the 18th. I mean, they take it to the next level every year. Sky, they're so good. Now I see why my subs are so high.
You should negotiate with us. I'll give you a good golf course if you give me lifetime worth of Sky Sports
I think I would try to negotiate a nice Nikon camera with one of the sponsors for the course manager, but I don't think that would go down well.
Bledge, you've been an absolute hero. We all wish you like the absolute best of luck in the next few days going forward. I'm going to get a front row seat coming to film with you for the next couple of days. So,
we're looking forward to that.
I'm really excited, but James, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on.
Watch this.